just had the boss battle in Illuvium leaked and revealed on the latest Stash video.
I'm seeing Illuvium.
I'm going to get rid of the sound right there. You can see him running around with the sword, running around, attacking the boss. There's a Doka in the scene, Flora Lynx, another player in the scene, the drones flying around. The boss is doing all sorts of wacky attacks. We are finally getting there with Illuvium. This is what people have been waiting for. And we have way more leaks beyond just this one as well. A ton of crazy stuff. The August, what do you want to call it? Highlight reel thing dropped this morning. Oh my God, there's so much fun stuff to talk about today, man. There's so much fun stuff.
Well, I'm excited.
What have you've been seeing Illuvium's on an absolute tear at the moment. Kieran is doing AMAs left, right, and center. Not one with me yet. I can't believe this, but
have you reached out to him?
It's so much fun. No, I haven't yet. I'm just messing with you. I'll reach out to him when I get the chance.
You absolutely should.
I will when I get the chance. I don't know what to ask him though. I want him to give me a leak though. I feel kind of bad that he gives a leak to Stash. But if he doesn't give me one, I'm gonna be bummed out. Not gonna lie.
We'll tell him that.
I'm sure he would, to be honest. I'm sure he would. All right.
I'm sure he'll play game, yeah.
So let's jump straight into the episode. The next thing we've got, I forgot to download it. I'm really sorry, guys. Today's been a lot. Okay, it's better. Okay. Next up, we've got the Dow burn report. We can see total expenses in July were $500K. July revenue, $16K. Love to see that. July 2025 burn and all the rest of it. The 4-month average is about $450K, so not too bad. Anything under 500 is pretty solid and very helpful for Illuvium in general. They've got 16.95 months of runway left. I actually thought it was probably a little bit less than that, so that's pretty good to see. Basically, a year and a half here, or a little bit less than a year and a half. And then the Treasury ILV holdings obviously looking quite healthy at the moment. And April to July was 1.8 mil burn. So, yeah, pretty good stuff. We're seeing it's just under 500K. If they could get it a bit lower, I'd love to see them do that. Last I remember, I think they hadn't gotten it lower yet because they were waiting on some Amazon stuff and things like that, AWS stuff. So it might actually go lower in these coming months. But we'll have to wait for the next meeting minutes to hopefully get that revealed. No meeting minutes have been released for a little bit. The council looks like they're slacking a bit on that. Sorry, just old habits. Okay. So the other thing is the Illuvium patch notes for the testnet update on Sepolia just dropped. Have you read through these yet, man?
No, I haven't.
They're pretty cool. We're definitely going to go check it out. Okay, so there's a ton of stuff that came in this testnet patch. Should be coming to mainnet. I believe they said either late this week or early next week. Looking like early next week at this stage. But it could come tomorrow. I think they normally like to do it in the reset, so it's probably going to come sometime next week. Revamped augment visuals and names. You can see that all here. Really long-ass names, so I don't like that, but still looks pretty cool, all this stuff, and they've got better colors and things like that.
There was some commentary about that in regards to the design and how it's not as obvious what it is. Like, I don't know if it's a thing where players have got used to the current icons and they know exactly what it is compared to this, but the fact that they're all pretty similar colors. So I mean, there was a conversation. I forget who it was, but they presented the idea of using the icons that we have now, but putting them in the circle, like keeping the X.
I said that when we first saw this a month ago, and the devs told me I was being crazy.
I think that was actually that feedback recently has been received well. So
I don't know why they ignored it when I said literally that exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They just told me I was being ridiculous and it's fine, and I'm like, no, obviously it's not fine. You know, I mean, this is like UI UX 101. Like it's I don't know what to say. Like I like that they've got to look at their unique colors now and stuff like that. And it's probably not too bad in this scenario, but when they're actually on the little UI there, when you actually get into the game, it becomes a bit of a problem.
That's exactly the that was the feedback. Yes.
Yeah, but I don't see why you couldn't just have the images the same and the four corners or whatever represent the color or whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
It seems clear to me. All right, seamless augment relocation. Now move augments between units effortlessly. Huge upgrade. Really excited for that. Battle Pass Season 1 is launching. It's a brand new unified shop. I missed this initially. So we're introducing the shop inside the game client for the first time with a brand new section in the main menu, matching our website's unified look. browse and buy cosmetics from the thing. I know that the marketplace isn't in there yet, and they're definitely working towards getting that to work. I'll be very excited when the marketplace also makes an appearance inside the game and has a main menu and things like that, which is good to see. There's a new cutscene we're loading into a Gauntlet game. I haven't seen it yet. Is it good?
I have not seen it.
All right. In-client notifications, absolutely huge, especially for the IPLs and things like that. Love to hear that. Cleaner experience in scouting, which is really great. They've fixed up the fast forward effect, and you're jumping straight into the right moment of the fight.
Okay, that's really good because that was pissing me off.
Yeah, great for spectator mode too. Now you can jump between fights. Hopefully, experimental low performance mode. This is really cool to see. I thought it was going to take longer for this to come in, but I'm loving to see this. For those with, we've got some links on this too. For those with lower end setups, optimize alluvial assets for mobile level performance. So the mobile alluvial assets are in the game now, and they get put on when you use experimental low performance modes. That's really hype. Boosted Leviathan bonus is a 10% bonus for just owning an alluvial. I love to see that. It's really cool. And Team Planner for Leviathan mode, we can click things on and off, and they'll gain experience from the ranked mode if you have the battle pass, which is actually incredible. If it's not much XP, I'm going to FUD the shit out of this on Twitter. But if you get like a tiny amount that's like good of XP for your alluvials, then
are you going to talk about? I know you dropped a video on the battle pass, and that created a bit of a discussion. Are you covering that this week?
We'll touch on that a bit later.
Yeah, cool.
It should be interesting. Other improvements and bug fixes: spectate with full end screen results. Great to see. New transmissions, fixed bench issues. I did actually notice those resolution issues. Corrected glitched visuals and character customization. Fixed some SFX. Resolved enemy board placement bugs. Oh yeah, that was really annoying. Over 20 fixes for errors and crashes. End screen bonding fix. And visual tweaks for Hollow and Dark Hollow. I'm curious to see this because although not always, the Hollow and Dark Hollow, the Dark Hollow visuals specifically, did get in my way every now and then. And so really curious to see what happens with that. There's also a balance update. Penguin got a huge buff, and some other really great buffs and nerfs. So, buff Penguin every patch and we'll be good. All right. After that, we've also got the Battle Pass launching very, very soon. It lasts 90 days, costs 5,000 fuel or $50. The free track is 16 rewards, which is bullshit because half of them are fuel. The premium track is 39 rewards. Again, half of them are fuel, but 39 is heaps. There's heaps of rewards in the premium track. Love to see it. Time to complete about 80 to 100 hours of gameplay. Not particularly accurate. It probably drops to this level and probably a lot lower once double XP weekends are factored into the thing. But if there aren't many double XP weekends, then it's actually significantly longer than this. I did run the maths myself. And yeah, it looks really good. All the rewards look really, really fun. Placement, 12, 10. I think these points should be a little bit higher, or you drop the overall points in the battle pass. But it's not a big deal. But yeah, I really love how when you unlock premium, you get all these different rewards, okay? It unlocks the leaderboard reward eligibility, entries into the raffle, valuable XP for your alluvials in every match. And I think those are the three main things. What do you think about locking behind all the rewards and so on behind the battle pass?
Yeah, it makes sense. I think it makes sense. The only I know you talked about it, but it's the sticker price, the sticker shock of it being 50. I think that's the thing that's off-putting for many people. But in terms of the actual putting the rewards behind the battle pass, that makes complete sense to me. It's just, that sticker shock.
Yeah. Perry summarized it. We're going to go over this in a minute, but Perry summarized it pretty well in his discussion thread where, one, you get a discount from buying fuel on the store, which isn't reflected in that sticker price, which is to Illuvium's disadvantage. Maybe they should get rid of that discount and just make everything cheaper. I don't know. But yeah, the sticker shock is going to be really hard. But he said he's targeting Web3 gamers with this particular battle pass. And so I think for that, it's not too bad. It definitely should have been a lot lower still, like $30 or $40 or something like that. But it's not nearly as bad as if you're targeting Web2 gamers. But it still surprises me because all the marketing efforts are going towards Web2. with all the influencer marketing and stuff like that. So I'm surprised. I don't know if there's a mismatch somewhere or something like that, but I'm surprised they're targeting that. But I'm sure Kieran has a bigger plan and all that, so I don't want to harp on that too much. But yeah, it just seems odd.
Yeah, it's yeah. I'm trying not to say too much. But yeah. I think, look, in a digestibility point of view, and obviously Perry's got numbers that I don't. Right, this is purely based on vibes. But I think a $29.99. I know you were looking at different things in terms of like $10 and stuff. Like, yeah, for sure. But I think that to find that middle ground of $29.99 of like, hey, it is Web3. Hey, you are getting rewards. You're opening yourself up to earning and stuff. I think that $29.99 is way more digestible for example, most of our players, and not most of our players, a large chunk of our players are from LATAM. And that $50 price, it's just quite, like, again, I'm not saying it's not doable or it's not accessible, but that shock factor is there. Whereas $29.99, it's still a bit of a shock factor, but it's way more digestible. So I think, and you were like, oh, 30 to 40. The reason I say $29.99 is because it's that 30 mark, but you feel like you're in the 20 mark. And so you're like, oh yeah, even more, it's way more digestible, even that. So yeah, I hate that 99, but that's just marketing, right? Like, they do that for a reason.
Yeah. Even all the stats I got, they're all like $9.99 and stuff. I think I rounded them in my thing, but they were actually all $9.99 and all that.
But for that exact reason, because it's like somewhat that step from someone wanting to pay $10 from $9, even just saying it in your head, $9 feels so much cheaper. And what's crazy is it's 1 cent different. But the fact that it's single digits compared to double digits is a huge factor. And it's the same thing from 29 to 30. 30 feels like, okay, this is the next step up. 29, it's like, oh, I'm still in the 20s. Even though you're at the very end of the 20s, oh, I'm still in the 20s. And this is how your mind plays these tricks on you. So even now when you're like 50, I think Perry said something that's about like 40 something XYZ.
41.99 or 40.98 or something. Yeah.
Correct. But yeah, see, like, even when you say 41, like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, 39 would be more acceptable. So it's just the way it goes, right? So, yeah. I mean, I think that's just a something we could look at, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was speaking to Philo in DMs. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, because he reached out to me, and he always reaches out to me if I have concerns about things and stuff like that. And he talked about he wants to push a tiered battle pass system. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought that could be really, really interesting. A 3-tier system, for example. You have the free tier. You have maybe a $10 or a $15 tier that's maybe makes you eligible for rewards and lets you gain XP and that sort of stuff, but has kind of shitty cosmetic rewards. And then the $40 or $50 tier one or whatever that gives you all of the really, really good stuff or something like that. I think that could work pretty well. I don't know, but 2 is simpler, but if it were a lesser of 2 evils, I think 3-tier would be not too bad.
Yo, it's so funny. Sorry, but I'm agreeing with Sam. It's just, why complicate shit, right? Like, oh, to make this, like, to make these people happy and that, bro, keep this shit simple.
Yeah, I mean, in an ideal world, but if we have to compromise somewhere, I think that would be a decent compromise.
Yeah, I completely agree again with simplicity, bro. Like, legitimately, just keep it simple. Just have the one battle pass. You've got the free stuff, if that's the free tier, but you have the one battle pass. That's just it. Just make it accessible, make it valuable, that people want to get it, and then price accordingly. Like, find that middle ground and price accordingly. That's essentially it. So
it was
like adding extra tiers and shit. So then why not fucking add? Sorry, I'm cussing now, but why not add 5 tiers? Oh, we could do this one with just have emotes, and then this. We can just keep going into oblivion, and it's just, what are we doing? Just keep.
It was so interesting when I was making that video. I was thinking to myself, am I going all Vetabor here? Because remember, he was very against the higher pricing for things like Illuvitas and discs and things like that. And I'm like, no, I think this is super different, because this product is targeted at Web 2. Illuvitar's Illuvium Beyond is targeted at Web3. They're completely different products with completely different price points, and that's really where I see it for myself. But yeah. Sam, do you want to come on?
Psychologically, it's why Pepsi and Coke put vending machines next to each other back in the day. You give them 3 options. Yeah, it's in sales. Like, this is the thing in sales. So even like back in the day, I won't go into it too deep. But back in the day, if we were trying to do something, if you give someone one option, they're more likely to say no. So what you do is you give them 2 options. So then it's not a yes or no, it's this or that. But if you give them 3 options, it's overwhelming, and they're like,
yeah,
shit,
but
I
the
don't
free
really
isn't
wanna
an
do this.
option. The free is the default, and then you give 2 options on top of that.
No, see, what I would consider is the free is an option.
No, free is the
default.
absence of an option. It's not an option. It's either yes, no,
in this
or
case,
don't answer. It's a bit different.
no, because you're still getting an experience out of it.
Yeah, I mean,
So you're participating regardless. Your time and effort is going into that, and you're getting
maybe.
something out of that regardless. You're in that experience.
Maybe, but
It's not
I
like
don't see
making
it
a
that way.
purchase. I'm not saying I'm going to buy it or not. Like, if I don't buy the TV, I don't have a TV. That's a yes or no. In this case, if I don't buy the Battle thing to experience, I can still watch TV. So you have that and the extra thing.
I suppose. It's like watching YouTube and or paying for premium.
Correct.
But premium has several tiers as well. It has premium light and premium.
Does it?
Yeah. It has 2 versions on premium. It's becoming a big thing nowadays, even more actually. Like even Netflix added in a 3rd option more recently.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. Again, I think with those things, again, Netflix is a different thing, because if you don't have any tier, you're not in Netflix. So you have to get at least one. Yeah. So again, that's a different scenario.
But YouTube has the 2 tiers, and you can just watch for free. Same with Amazon kind of has the 3 tiers, or at least they have the tier, and then you can buy extra stuff. We're getting into the weeds now. Okay.
Yeah. But no, just the one option. Anything other is just too insane.
All right. Let's jump on. These are the events. Illuvium's Council and Play, Voice and Play is happening in 12 hours from now.
Yep. I know we don't have like a crazy amount of people watching this, but I'm very curious about something that you pointed. But the people that we're getting comments, so I just want to ask the people that are here. You made a comment about, our marketing is to Web 2, but Perry wants this priced at Web 3. Am I insane for thinking that it should just be priced to gamers?
Well, gamers is Web 2. That's what I'm talking about.
But is it? Like, we have Web 3. Like, shouldn't we just find that middle ground of, like, what a gamer is willing to pay? Like, is that not...
Yeah, but a Web 3 gamer is willing to spend more. And so they are a different price point. Not that justifies you trying to ramp up the prices, but...
that's what I'm saying. Shouldn't you go for the middle ground or something where... And then you have to make the analysis of, okay, how many of our players are Web 3? How many players are Web 2? Or how many players do we want a Web 3, Web 2?
For me,
where should we be leaning? Shit like that.
For me, it comes down to confidence. Are you confident we're going to be able to reach gamers? If you're not, then you try and extract as much money as possible from those that are already here, which is, he was talking about the existing community, let's say. Mm-hmm. But if you are confident we're going to get some sort of marketing throughput and things like that, then you accommodate that in the pricing structure and stuff like that. So it just sounds like Illuvium isn't confident they're coming yet. Maybe the data shows them that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But no, I think the sticker shock thing.
I will say that a big component of this for me is mobile. This would not fly if mobile was available. And I don't mind too much them kind of making it a weird pseudo thing they're trying to do before mobile comes. But the minute mobile comes, the whole strategy has to change up instantly. It has to go flip. It's gone. You're gonna go $10. You're gonna go $12. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. You gotta flip to mobile strategy because that's where all the users.
So what Sam's saying, Battle Pass 20 to 30, $29.99 is, again, I understand where they're going. If it was up to me, I'd say $9.99 or whatever, like $12.99, whatever is closer to like the games that you've spoken about. But if we're trying to find that middle ground, $29.99 is super acceptable. Well,
yeah, I mean, I also said it in the video, but they had some trouble with the 90-day battle pass. And I said that in the video, and I recognize that. The problem they had was the battle pass is built around one giant battle board, And because of resources and dev lift and all the rest of it, they can probably really only make one of those battle boards every 90 days or whatever, right? Let's assume that. With that, they had to make a 90-day battle pass. And so what they did is instead of just saying, shit, we're going to build around this, we're still going to make it $10, $20, whatever it is. We've got to accommodate the 3 months that this battle pass goes for, because some competitors have $10 for 30 days and stuff like that. That was kind of the wrong approach, but they shoehorn themselves into a 90-day battle pass, and they try to work into that a little bit too much. But to my surprise, I actually thought all the battle passes were 30 days. And then I did all the research, and I'm like, oh, wait, most of them are actually 90 days. Oh, that's fine. But they're still all $10. Doesn't matter how many days they do. They're always $10. I don't know who made up this number, but they did, and they're all $10.
There's a reason it is that price. There's a lot of again. It's not $10, mind you. It's $9.99.
Yeah,
there is a reason. Yeah. There is a reason that is the case.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised how inconsistent the days were, but how consistent the pricing was. I was like, wow.
Because people are willing to pay that.
Yeah.
People are willing to pay a little bit more than the price of a coffee. Like, that's something that they're super willing to do. How many people do we know? Like, again, maybe I'm not going to say anecdotally, but just think about it in general. How many people do we know that are like, oh man, I'm down to buy a cup of coffee every day? A lot of people, or most days, whatever. But how many people are like, oh, I'm going to buy a video game around $50, $60 every month? Like, it feels like a much bigger purchase, even though I'm sure if you add it up, the coffee comes out to about more, if not the same. But that seems way more acceptable than going out and making a purchase for a video game or something like that. So again, it's just it's understanding the mind state of the consumer.
Yeah, I've said it once and I've said it again. Someone's probably willing to spend $1 100 times, way more often than they're willing to spend $100 one time.
Yeah, 100%.
And Illuvium's new overworld, hyper runs and stuff, all kind of fit into that space pretty well. I'm surprised we didn't keep it going. That's all. Okay. Let's have a look at this next bit. Dimitri leaked this. It's a nighttime version of Brightland Steps. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm more curious to see daytime in Abyssal. That's what I'm most curious about. I don't think it's coming anytime soon, but that's the one I'd be excited for. But yeah, or nighttime in Crimson would be pretty cool as well. The other one is Roger says, don't read too much into this. Just asset building.
Big
this
dog.
Isn't gameplay.
Big G.
I think this looks really cool. Are you excited for the MMO Lite, Sam? I know it's what you're most keen for. Are you excited for it?
Hello. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much work to do. There's just so much work to do in that. Yeah. Thanks for having me on.
Did you see the boss battle leak?
I saw everything. I still see everything. I still keep up to date with all your live streams. I still keep up to date with everything Illuvium. I maybe not invested anymore, but I mean, back to the battle pass and stuff just quickly. I agree mostly with TSG. It's crazy why people are doing 90-day battle pass. It's silly to do tiered systems and everything else. But has super big potential, but it's going to be so bare bones that they need so much. They just need a lot more time and a lot more. Like, it's going to take ages to build that out. It's just a shame that I always wanted the MMO to be this, the focal point instead of the auto battler. But these are not my decisions.
Do you have a mustache now?
Yeah, I'm in Bali. I'm on holidays. Let me grow.
When are you not on holiday, bro?
That's true. What's
this
next?
guy's in holiday perpetually.
The mustache is killing. It's throwing me off. I didn't expect it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've let myself go, I think.
It is what it is, bro.
We've got some new new updates coming to the arena. Sam, you can be quiet for this one. It's okay.
We bring him in, tell him to shut up.
The arena. It's just because he's bad at it. There you go. Putting the augments on the alluvials. You can open up the crates a bit easier. All the animations are a lot nicer. They look pretty okay on the base thing. You can't tell which one's which, so definitely hope they fix that. And all this really great art that I love too. So it's kind of a shame to throw it away, to be quite frank. So I think they've said they're bringing it back, so I'm glad to hear that. But yeah,
cool. Just want to see it in game. Test it
out.
All right.
Previous IPL rewards are now in the dashboard. I didn't realize they actually went to the rewards dashboard, so I'm glad a lot of this stuff's getting automated, freeing up some time to do actual fucking work. So loving to see that.
I will add this as well. Sorry about the dashboard. For all things Alliance Hub related, I know people aren't really generating a huge amount of revenue right now, but all commission is now going to be on that dashboard as well if you've got that, and it is automated. So everything up to June, I think, from this year has now been caught back up, which is awesome to see, and it is just going to start accumulating. So if anyone is waiting on something, just check it out.
Wait, when does it get distributed? Has it already been distributed?
Yes, up to June, and we're still they're still testing out some of the automation stuff, but it should be fully automated by next month. So next month on the 1st, you should just see it showing up on that rewards dashboard.
Oh, Sam's like, oh, some extra ETH sitting there. You have a code, don't you, Sam?
He did not push it at all.
Yeah. Can we talk about like numbers and everything? When do we talk about that?
What sort of numbers? What do you want to know?
First of all, we're giving away 200. They're giving away 250k, right? I believe someone told me it's in stablecoins recently, which is interesting. Where did they?
Yeah, I think they already swapped it.
And I'm just curious to see how many people are playing the game, daily active users. Is it growing? Like, do we have these sort of things, or is that all kept in house?
No, Dick's website.
It's a little bit of both.
Dick's website's actually showing us quite a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've checked out the website, but we have seen some growth on in games played. So there's a lot more games played. If I bring it up, boom.
How's the lobbies and stuff like that? Is there much waiting time in XYZ, or is there bots?
No, it's way better.
I haven't had waiting time in ages.
It's way better. Way better.
You can see that this one was on 8:04, 7:45. So a little bit of a lull at the moment, but every 15 minutes or so, a game is beginning. Even like a few, like you can see here that these are all within like 10 minutes or so of each other. And then they're also within 10, 15 as well.
Right now isn't the greatest time.
Right now is a pretty bad time period. I don't know how to scroll down to like the best time periods, but even in recent time, I'm on Australian time zone. I used to have 20, 30-minute queues, and
crazy.
I haven't had a queue longer than like 2 minutes in a long time. I don't know if I've been pretty lucky, semi-lucky there, but
is there bots in that lobby or no?
No bots or anything. No.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it is getting way better. I know, like back in the day, that we were averaging like 150 games per. I mean, even it was way less, and then it went to about 150 games per day. And then recently we started seeing it go up to about 315, 320 with the tournaments and stuff like that. So you are seeing it steadily go up, which is cool to see.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing a lot more players. You're seeing them come in for the IPL. So around the IPL events, not necessarily just on those time slots, but around the event, you're seeing tons and tons of activity. So it's a little bit like if you want like fast queues and stuff yourself, just jump on the weekend. Tons of people are playing and hanging out and things like that. And the Battle Pass, I think, will make things really interesting because you need to play a ton to get the rewards in that Battle Pass. So I think people are I'm going to be playing a ton more myself. So I'm sure many others are going to as well.
Yes. Sam, I know you wanted to say something. I'll say this because you might find this interesting. I think I'll say what I know for a fact first. I know for a fact that we've actually got a couple of TFT guys that are making the transition to Illuvium somewhat full-time, where they're like, hey, they're not huge creators, but they are ex-pro players. I know one of the guys I was talking to has about 200 CCV, so he's not small. It's not horrible, but they're actively being like, "Hey," I asked him today. I was like, "Hey, bro, what would it take for you to to switch over? Like, what are you actually looking for?" And he's like, "Man, honestly, this week I've already been playing more Illuvium than I have TFT, so we are getting more people like that." And what I found is, when one person does that, they tell their other TFT friends, and then they do that, and then it keeps growing. So it's not, I don't think we're going to see this magic wave of one burst of like, holy shit, hundreds of thousands of people. I think it is going to be a slower burn, but it's going to be way more foundationally stable in that way. And as long as we are able to as long as Kieran's able to raise and we have that, I think the position we're in now, in terms of quality of product, is night and day to where we were 6 months ago, or
Yeah.
even when we launched. That was just a less than ideal, is what I'll say.
And it really shows, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a couple things. One is I think they butchered the battle pass. Two is it's good to see TFT players coming over because
in what way? Double click on that. Butcher the battle pass in what way?
$50 for a battle pass makes no sense to me, even if you're in Web3. If you look at other Web3 games, it's normally around that $20 mark. 100% agree with you. The 19.99.95 thing should be across the board on that. On top of that, I believe they should have, instead of just giving all cosmetics out, once you reach that level, it's free. I think they should realistically, you unlock it and then pay for it, because then it becomes an NFT you can trade. And I guess if someone wants it, they could buy it off you. I think that's what they should have done. I've seen a lot of games in different ecosystems do that. It's been really successful. And then, it's just too much. I think they could have done so much better with that. And giving away so much fuel, you're better off giving less fuel, even though it's a euphoric moment and, endorphins, but you're lowering the price if that's what they think the right price is. Again, we don't have the data. But back to the other point with TFT.
So screwing up the battle pass, TFT. You're on the TFT point.
Yeah.
So I was just going to say, you don't need to give out.
Let him.
You give out the drone runs, and then people can roll the drone runs. Loot boxes are super common in battle passes. So I'm just saying, you replace drone runs with fuel. That should have been done from the start. That one surprised me.
Yeah. I think with TFT plays, it's good to see 200 viewers is, there's double the user base. No, I'm totally kidding. But, that's a good step in the right direction. But the question is, you have to ask yourselves, are they coming over just for the money? Yes, they probably like it, but will they stay? You're hoping that, right? That's from a marketing perspective.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. To address that, I'll address that point very quickly. So the thing that I've been hearing is that I'd be lying if it was like, oh, no, they want to play the game because the game's so fun and they don't give a shit about anything else. That's a complete lie. It's the feedback that I've got is that the game is actually really, really good. Not perfect, but it reminds them a lot of early TFT, which is a good sign because that's what got them in anyway. But the rewards are a thing where they're like, hey, there's earning potential here as well. So it's not. So it's at that point now where I think previously it was just the earning potential, and I don't think we have that now. I've spoken to other people, and look, I know you're looking at a bunch of other things right now, but I've spoken to one of the guys, which I trust fully well, super big in the Web3 gaming space. I won't say his name, but very reputable, knows everyone and everything. And he's outwardly, and when the game was shit, he would tell me, yo, the game is shit. He's telling me now that, Arena, if you're an auto battler player, it's by far the most polished and fun game in all of Web3, plus the earning potential. You guys have the best product in terms of that. It's just unfortunate that it is an auto battler niche. The market is so niche there.
I can 100% agree with all of that. Everything, it's a phenomenal game, graphics, tick, tick, tick. Here's my concern. Your burn rate for the team is $500K a month. How are you making revenue? There's no way to make revenue. Now, we're hoping this battle pass brings in revenue, right? You'll get an influx, sure. Who knows? But again, if we take it back to wave 4 of Louvatars, I don't know the numbers, but my guess is it wasn't great, right? And I don't think
it's actually not too bad.
But compared to how much
the numbers
happened, website dev work, art, how much money did they actually spend in getting all that done, plus everything else, right? I don't see it as a huge net positive, other than extraction from community. And I don't mean to be negative; I will be positive. But if because I always just look things as what is it? Let's just be real.
Objectively, yeah,
absolutely. So I think my concern is revenue. How do you make it off these people? Even if you have 100,000 players coming over to play Illuvium, right? How much money are you getting back from that for all the work ethic and everything? You need to make 500K plus to even break even. And then you got to recoup the 50 plus million to build it out over time, which is super fine. But where are the sinkholes? Where are people spending money? And again, that goes back to the battle pass. Make it a little bit cheaper, more accessible for your early starting, fan base, which is probably Brazil or wherever else they're coming from, which is fine. But then upsell them in the battle pass where you unlock them, like I said earlier, and you could sell them you got to pay an extra $5 or $10 for a cosmetic, and then they can go sell it on the marketplace if people find their value there. That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to players. I think you need to get the 100K players in. And I think with that, revenue will come. I think through the battle pass, in-game shop, and all the rest of it, I definitely think it will come. But personally, I think mobile's a barrier to that. And so, but it is sounding like mobile maybe before the end of the year.
But let me give you perspective. Gigaverse, right? They have 10 team members. That is not very many people full time, and a couple more extras as community. I just got off a call with them, and they've got 25,000 users, no token or anything, and they're pulling in crazy numbers. And yet, people will spend if they give a reason to spend, if it makes sense to do so of value. And I just don't see that right now from a revenue perspective in Illuvium. Maybe it opens up in the MMO light. I'm not sure, but that's probably still a bit away. But my concerns are revenue.
Yeah, I mean, being on Abstract helps. There's not a whole lot more to it. People love the Abstract XP and stuff like that. Gigaverse is, I think content is king. I think that's a big thing that Gigaverse does extremely well. That's why I think they've been so successful in making revenue. Illuvium hasn't quite. That's why I think Illuvium should be releasing new fucking Illuvials every week. Well, not every week, but they should be releasing them more often. I think content is king, but they're not there yet. But I think once everything else is ready, they'll be ready to start doing that sort of stuff. And I think
why not? Why not do? I mean, I'm just thinking on the fly. It probably won't make sense off my head, but like, why not do a leaderboard of ILV for like expenditure or something like that to encourage it somehow? Where there's like, if you look at a gacha game, right? You put money in, you're hoping to win more money per se. It's like a gambling game, but there's also a leaderboard to give money back, and then there's like, I feel good.
There was something like that, right? With the drone runs. So it's like the weekly drone run rewards. There was something like that. Maybe not to the extent that you're talking about.
But but you can't sell those NFTs into any, like, nothing, because no one will, like, there's no demand there, which is unfortunate. Like, there's a perfect flywheel eventually. Like, I can see the vision. It's just, I feel like it's so far out, unfortunately.
Well, Gigaverse has incredible volume because the way they're building it, there's always demand for stuff. And I think that is one of the aspects that's really different here. Is Illuvium has no utility for their Illuvium.
Illuvium should have done it with land, because land's already out. There'd be so much they probably would do differently now. But I think their mindset, and I just got off a call with them, was GigaRoms. If you guys don't know much about it, it's just basically more energy or something like that. Is pretty much provide max value to people who hold these, and these are like the core thesis of our game. And then people will want them. And what does that do? If you provide so much value to something, people don't want to sell them, and then there's more trading volume per se because people want them. So they could have done that within the Illuvium ecosystem as well.
Yeah.
Continue on with the show. Yes.
That's okay. Sam gets on Abstract a month ago, fades Gigaverse like permanently, and now he's all about Gigaverse.
No, like
it's cracking me up.
It was on my mind.
Cracking me up. Okay.
I'm still no one on Abstract, and I plan probably won't be, but I'm just saying that's the first thing that's fresh in my mind, just because it happened today.
Okay. All right. I believe you. Okay, so the low performance mode isn't actually showing up the button for it in the game yet. We'll run through these pretty quickly. Kieran also said that we sat in the arena chat showing off the MMO boss battle for 30 minutes, and everyone was too busy playing Gauntlet to notice. That was really funny. It was just me and, was it Texan or someone that jumped in and had a look? That was pretty funny. There was a bit of a controversy because we missed a few weeks of the show, so we're catching up here. There was a bit of a controversy a few weeks ago where Slicks lost in a grand final of an IPL 250. And he basically lost because it was like a 1 in a million bug happened to Monarch, and it like deleted his entire team, like full glitch, did like 30k damage in 1 second or something like that. And yeah, Kieran says that we're going to be adjusting the rules and making sure it's all ironclad for things like the World Championship. So they're on top of that. The other thing is Jeremy on the low performance mode tested an i5 10210, 1.6 gigahertz. I didn't know if it could even go that long. 8 gigabytes RAM, GeForce, really shitty GPU. Apparently it was 30 frames per second in Arena with the new experimental setting. So basically the game is running on mobile specs. This is worse than mobile specs, and the game is running at 30 frames. So yeah, really exciting. Optimization was one of the steps to let players come into the game. There's a few other steps, mobile, localization, all the rest of it. But those steps are getting completed, which I think is really important for getting players in, and then in turn for getting revenue happening, like Sam was saying. So that's really good to see.
Can I ask, with this whole, I guess, what machine you use to play the game? I've never built the game out personally like this, but isn't this something that you do at the start of when you're building the IP? Was this a mistake made, or is it just like this is the process that most teams do? They just slowly scale back down or something like that. Can you explain that?
No, it depends on the game, but it was mostly a mistake made, yeah. I mean, even myself 3 years ago, I was naive to just how important optimization in gaming is.
Yeah.
I know it's important, but I didn't know to what level until Monster Hunter came out. It really clicked for me. If you don't know, because you and me played, Sam, and you too, Tam, we all played Monster Hunter together. It's one of the greatest games ever made on this planet, in my personal opinion. I'm biased. I love the Monster Hunter franchise, but it's one of the greatest games ever made. It's got like 90% negative reviews because it's optimized absolutely horribly. There's no bugs pretty much anywhere else. It's basically a perfect game in gameplay and everything alone. But it's got 90% negative reviews on Steam because the optimization is some of the worst in any game ever.
We're seeing a lot of that, man. We're seeing a lot of that. Sorry, Sam. I'll just say this. Like, it's definitely a mistake on the Illuvium side. But like what Scoriox is saying, fully actually agree with him that there is a lot of it in the last 3 years that I would say that we're seeing a lot of games come out and they're just getting crucified for lack of optimization. And I'm talking large studios, major studios with the same problem. It's like, how are you guys not addressing like what's going? I mean, this happened. I mean, 4 or 5 years ago. This has been happening for a while. When I think of like WWE 2K on Nintendo Switch, that was like a huge thing. They stopped making WWE because it was just optimized so badly, and they stopped doing it for a couple of years. So it's
I will note that it's not easy. It's very difficult to build a game and optimize a game at the same time, even though it's important and necessary. And it kind of brings up the question of like, if you can't optimize it from day one, don't bother making it in a certain sense, right? But it's not easy. And so larger studios have a massive advantage on that front because they can just make a game, make sure they have all the team members to optimize it and things. And a lot of people are using things like Unreal Engine to build their game from scratch because it's so much easier. But Unreal Engine isn't perfect. It has a lot of its own optimization issues and stuff. And you have to be a really experienced developer to work around that. And Illuvium simply wasn't made up of experienced developers. I'd say they're a lot more experienced now. And if they did it all over again, it would be top of priority. But this is just something new studios do. And a lot of AAA studios, for some reason, they rush, I think. And so this happens as well.
Yeah, I think then they're not by themselves. And Illuvium isn't just like an outlier, like they stuffed up or something. It seems like it's across the board.
It's a pretty common thing.
But going back to your 90% bad reviews, do you know what that tells me from a perspective? It's just like everyone wanted to play the game and they just couldn't get in, that they loved it so much that they went even to the point where they were so frustrated that they had to leave a negative review. So that tells me that that game is super successful. Even though there's 90% negative reviews, it's because they can't play the game the way they want to or experience it through a non-laggy server or whatever the XYZ may be. So imagine if they did optimize it properly or did do it that way. Wow. Imagine how big that game would have been.
To elaborate deeper on the Monster Hunter story, because it's actually quite an interesting one. It started off more at 50-50, good, bad, right? And then every single time Monster Hunter would release a patch that isn't PC optimization, their reviews got destroyed over and over. And they still haven't optimized. They keep releasing all these events and DLC and all this other shit. They still haven't optimized the game and they're getting fucking crucified for it.
That's
which is really bad for your reputation.
You know how crazy it is that optimization is like the thing that people talk about? I don't know if you guys, obviously the Switch 2's come out recently, and if I'm not mistaken, Star Wars, there's a game called Star Wars Outlaws. So the game itself got really bad reviews, like horror reviews, because the gameplay was just shit. And it got ported onto the Switch 2. And people are like, oh no, this is actually pretty decent. Why? Because it's optimized. The fact that it plays smooth, they're like, oh, this game's actually,
that's wild.
It's so crazy. Everyone's like, oh, the game's still shit, but we're giving it good reviews because it's optimized.
Because we can play it.
Because we can play it on Switch, legitimately. That is crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
You'll see games that are optimized, like Call of Duty is always optimized well and stuff like that. You'll see those sorts of games.
They don't do anything different, bro. They just do the same thing again.
And look at the graphics and stuff. Like, I guess they've done it for so many years as well. It's not really high intensity either, right? Oh wait, Call of Duty is actually pretty high.
Call of Duty,
but they've dialed it in, right, and it works well for them. So the next thing is Illuvium Beyond Borders are working on the leaderboard. I'm surprised this wasn't there from the beginning, but I think it takes a little bit of work. But they love to see it. The team is looking at the chat, implementing these things, and even with the low performance things, they're implementing this stuff as quickly as they can. And all the community feedback is being like, they're taking that and they're putting it into new updates and things all the time. Also, the in-game notifications is really cool to see. I can't wait for this. It's going to be a big deal as we get more players in, and I think, we're almost there.
Yeah, cool. Yo, can you put us get rid of that? Put us. I want to ask Sam, because I want to ask Sam. I'm just curious about this because I realized we were talking about optimization in mobile and shit, and we kind of skimmed over localization. But I just want to get your point of view on this. So you say you've been watching our show, so you might know the stats already. I don't know. But out of the top 100 TFT players, I don't know. Have you seen me do this?
No.
No. Okay. So out of the top 100 TFT players, out of those top 100, what percentage would you say are Chinese, Japanese, and Korean? Where so their language barrier is hard blocked. From like Germans can play
5%.
So what percentage do you think would be out of those three regions?
I would say majority because TFT is huge in those areas.
So what is the majority? 51?
70.
It's 75%. And so the fact that so out of the top players, competitive players, TFT is a inherently competitive game. So the top competitive players are hard blocked on language, and all three of those countries are primarily mobile gamers. So I was just curious to see how you react to that stat.
This frustrates me so much, right? Like, you build something, your competition is in these areas of like where your gamers are, yet you don't go, we should probably build for that. And I don't mean to be negative, but flipping hell, like,
bro,
why
you want to hear a crazy?
Why would you not focus on that? That's where your gamers are. That's where the top players are. That's where they'll spread like wildfire. I had a game. Yeah. I was an advisor for a game, and they hit it off in Japan, right? And they pivoted everything to Japanese language, and they got 16,000 weekly active users or something just like that. It was like one of the top crypto games that no one really knew about. So I don't understand why if you're I know their base is like America and followers are America and stuff like that in Canada, I believe, or something similar to that if it hasn't changed. You just need to optimize for these people because they're the ones that are going to spread word of mouth. It just seems to me like, oh my God, let's drop a few devs or drop some art people or something and hire someone that can do localizations. It's just, if you're spending 500K, spend it better. You're not spending it very smart, in my opinion.
It's super. Yo, and you'll enjoy this story as well. It hit me because I was at the gym. Crazy, I know. I'm changing my life.
By the way, you're looking good.
No, I appreciate that. I'm trying to look like you, bro. But all right. So I was at the.
Don't get a mustache, Taryn.
No. I do that a little bit. I do that sometimes to piss my wife off.
Okay.
No. So yeah, I was at the gym, bro. Some guy dead set on his phone playing TFT. Put the phone down. Pull-ups. Went back to his phone. Played TFT. Pull-ups. Legit from TFT to pull-ups, and I'm like, bro. That should be Illuvium. Should be Illuvium.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you. Anyways, Scoriox, go for it. Sorry, man.
Yeah, Shady makes a good point that Pokemon, the Western market actually saved Pokemon. I still can't believe it, but it did when they brought it to the Western market because I don't think Digimon was there yet. And so Pokemon was fighting hard with Digimon and stuff in Japan, and then they brought it to the Western market. And it got really popular over here, and then it blew up, and that's what saved Pokemon, got all this revenue, and it kept going from there.
Total different time, long time ago. So many variables on that. XYZ.
Okay. No, I'm not saying the Western market itself is the important part. No. I'm saying expanding to new areas or going away from your competition and that sort of stuff, or just leveraging the markets in different ways is what boosts you up.
Yeah, correct.
All right, so let's finish this off. So as Aaron already stated, the Leviathan formula will change with the next update. They'll be able to make more tweaks and things quickly, which is really good. There's this new leak for Illuvium Beyond.
Oh, it looks sick.
Actually looks pretty cool. I don't know if Stan's being sarcastic.
I like the color.
I know. It's really nice.
I'm colorblind. That's crazy.
Are you actually?
Yeah,
bro's just seeing a black screen.
How
looks amazing.
How colorblind are you? I didn't know that.
Like, 50% of males are colorblind, by the way. I don't know. Maybe I'm just...
That cannot be true. I do not believe.
I'm sure it is. I heard it somewhere, so I'm sticking with it. Please don't ChatGPT and throw me under the bus.
50% is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a pretty broad spectrum. What sort of colorblind are you, Sam?
Oh, like it starts with D, Dirchus or something like that. I get some colors just mixed up.
Bro, 8%. Yo, I don't believe anything Sam says anymore. I don't believe Sam.
No, it's not.
It's 8%.
Okay.
8% of males are colorblind.
They changed the way poison works in the game. It doesn't stack anymore, and so that's why it pretty much does nothing at this point, but it's getting buffed in the next patch. Love to see that. He also said that Revenant was really cost-effective, which was making it really good, and they're balancing the Penguin, Malura, and things like that to make sure that Penguin and Phantom Inferno is not nearly as oppressive in the game. He's also saying that they're adjusting the composite distribution imbalances with a set extension, which really excites me. The weakest aspect of the game in terms of gameplay mechanics and things like that is the lack of variance in alluvials and stuff like that. So a set extension is desperately needed before they continue their marketing and stuff like that to make the game it will make the game so much better, you have no idea. They need to add a bunch of composites in awkward spots, and I think it will change the game night and day. So I'm really looking forward to that. Let me know in the chat if you agree that it needs a set extension. This leak is pretty cool. I'm excited for this. The more I think about it, the more I'm hoping we see other people running around and stuff like that. If I have to explore an empty world with no one else in it, I think that will feel kind of the same. But if there's 10 or 11 other players I can see running around, I think that'll be really fun. It won't like make or break the game or anything, but I think it will actually have a pretty outsized impact. So I'm looking forward to that. Here is the update, the leaks highlight reel. I don't know if you've seen this, Sam. I'm assuming you have.
Sam, what were your thoughts? I don't know. You addressed it at the start of the MMO video. You just reckon it's too far out.
Yeah, there's just not enough substance there.
Yeah.
This video, but I can say so much. Just watch the video. I can talk after. If you're gonna play.
Yeah, I want to hear this. I want to hear what you were going to say. Yo, just turn. Yo, Scoriox, turn the music off.
Why?
Just mute it and we can talk over it. Do you guys really want to hear the music? Yeah, go, Sam. What do you want to say?
Again, I'm all about revenue, right? Like where money's being spent. And I don't understand, like from a marketing perspective, in my opinion, Illuvium doesn't market one of the best IPs I've ever seen very well, right? There's so there's so much. Can you hear that? Sorry.
We can hear that, yeah.
That's the mistress.
So I just look at this video, right? And it would have taken Jackson X amount of time plus everything else. Like they're doing hairstyles. That's not super important, I wouldn't think. Like just there's so much money. I just keep looking at things going, why would you spend it there right now? Increase your player base, get revenue in, stop trying to look at like you could save money on so many different places. And then again, like this video is only getting 200 views, right? And maybe on Twitter it gets 1,000 or 2,000. And I get it for the core community. But again, I just look at like how much did that cost to make and everything else when you could do it in such an easier, better way and save your money and runway and resources into other things. Because I feel like you need to double down on marketing and spending money there or like player base and stuff instead of and I get it. Like I feel like I'm going to fight people here, but like this isn't the outcome is not net positive, I believe, for the amount of views you're getting, for the amount of effort you're putting into things like this, when you could do it in like, if you care about the core community, because no one's going to watch this except the core community, right? Let's be real.
So I'm curious, if you
that in the Discord then, because that's where everyone is, and I get it, you're trying to entice people on Twitter and stuff, but it's not going to bring anyone in.
So let me ask you, like, I'll give you this or that, right? So obviously, we'll say with Jackson, because we are going to need someone to make videos. Like video content is important. We know that. So I'll give you an A, B, C. So this is A. He's got option A to make this leak video. So that's option A. Option B is we did get some TFT guides and stream is activated. The thing is, when you activate a stream, it's gone. It happens one day, it's gone tomorrow. So what we could do is actually repurpose the content. AI does this a lot. You've got a bunch of things where you put in the stream into AI, it creates clips for you. That gives us social posts. That gives us social proof. Maybe they engage with it as well, which gives us maybe they retweet it. It shows that people are playing our game. That's option 2. And then option 3, out of 1 and 2, which one do you prefer? And what do you see as option 3 that could be a better net yield for someone like Jackson making videos?
I mean, off the cusp, I'll do option 4. And the reason why I would hire someone, if you're someone on social media that can clip and cut and watch these streams and like go into these creators and cut them and put them on my timeline for Illuvium, hoping that they would retweet that or something, I would then do videos of the MMORPG that necessarily doesn't have to be edited from Jackson. and put it up on my timeline saying big announcement or something like this is the Illuvium boss fight, I would have hyped it up a lot better. Like, 5 days to show you the countdown of the boss fight. And with Jackson, yeah, he's still got to make, he's on the team, right? So he has to make videos and everything else. But I'm sure his time could be spent better elsewhere. But then also you would use resources within the team of Illuvium to then start making shorts for TikToks. And like, oh my God, like the playbook is this, right? I have seen 5 brands in the past 30 days hit millions of views on TikToks with animations, right? There's a formula there. Find out what the formula is and do it with Illuvium. Now, you don't have to do the high graphic art. Do you remember back in the day there was a squid one or a little 15-second video clip that they posted, didn't do much, and they spent like 10 days doing it? Get 2D animation. You could easily get someone on the team or a very low cost to do this and start creating 15, 20-second Pudgy Penguin style.
You can outsource it. Cost you $50.
And oh my God, you would get people go, what is this IP? This is cute. I'm getting attached to it. I've started to scream at the top of my lungs to be doing this for over a year plus to this, because that's what's going to bring in people. They might want to buy merch if there was merch for it or plushies and everything else, but they might be interested in the game. They might want, like, I just see so much wasted value that they could be doing instead of spending it in other places of like, oh, we've got borders now. Oh, we have this little thing now. Like, they are little 1%ers, but you need people playing your product. Your product is almost there. Start taking some of those resources and bringing it into building your IP so people care about Atlas and everything else.
I will note that it's not an either or. That video is a zero effort video. It's not
true. That's definitely not true.
It takes a long time to gather the videos, but he should be getting that from the developers. He shouldn't be. He's not going into the dev kit and getting them, is he?
But even
But
putting
straight
that
away,
together.
your developers are now wasting time instead of developing to try and make a cutscene of something in a boss fight to potentially put in a reel that only 200 people are watching. Does that really net positive?
Yeah. See, that's not a net positive, but I'm saying, like, on Jackson's end, he's not. He's just putting them together and adding music behind it.
He might have like took a couple of a day or two to do it. Yeah, I understand that, but maybe like it's more so what I think of is a bit more out scope. Like, I've seen this website change probably 12 times since inception, and I get it, that's part of evolution, but how much money is that cost for that website to be the way it is, and how many people actually see these things? So when I see Jackson making a video, I don't just think Jackson making the video. I look at, okay, what dev filmed that? How many times did they have to film that? What person did that? So on and so forth, because that's collectively what it cost to pretty much produce that video.
Yeah, I definitely think you should be doing 2D animations and things like that. For
No
sure.
brainer.
I think that would go a long way. Pokemon's an interesting case study. Obviously, they're a giant brand, but the reason they dominated so much all over the world is they're one of the only brands, still maybe basically the only brand, that seems to hit men and women straight down the middle. It has almost a 50. It's one of the only brands or IPs or anything in the world that has a 50-50 audience. It's 50% men and 50% women. And that's why they're so dominant. You cannot compete with that level of broad IP.
I want to touch back on the 2D art and stuff like that, of why I guess the pushback would be like, sure, we can make this stuff and then like people will see it, but they're not auto battle of players, right? That's probably the number one key going, this is not what we want. I think that's really like people think short-minded there. I think what you have to think is, if you get 1 million views on TikTok, if you get X amount of views on Instagram with these 2D art, or even on Twitter, first of all, if it's on Twitter, it's going to hit crypto native people. So that's a net positive massively. But even if you just go, hey, we got 1 million views on our TikTok, go check it out and stuff, their story narrative, people instantly go, oh my God, I'm missing out. Social proof. Wow, heaps of people are watching this. What's Illuvium doing? They've hit another million views. And like, it's more than just, hey, we got this XYZ in a number. It spreads like a lot bigger than that.
I think it's interesting because Pokemon's revenue, probably barely 10% of it's from the game. It's all plushies, other merch, and things like that. They don't make any revenue from the game.
Pokemon's doing 30 to 40 mil in merch a year. And do you know what they use that money for? Potential buybacks.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think Illuvium's one of its greatest strengths, like you said, is the IP, and anything to get the IP out there or help the IP grow and evolve through different mediums and things like that, I think is all valuable. It's all valuable marketing resources. And as I said, you could probably pay someone on Fiverr to do it. Obviously, No, it's not ideal. You want to have it in house.
They would
but
know
you could.
someone. You could know someone to do it. You wouldn't go on five.
You need to hire someone. Everyone's busy. It's not like some dude. Like animating shit takes a long time.
Someone will know someone within Illuvium, surely, that does 2D artistry.
Yeah, you'd have to hire them. But I think hiring someone to do just that, I think, would be invaluable. I know Gigaverse hired someone that's got really good at doing AI videos. I've gotten them on board to do stuff, and that's been huge. They're going to have some killer videos coming out. They're really good at it. I didn't even know you could be that good at it, but AI stuff is coming a long way. Let's just say.
Yeah. It's just scale. It's just like scalability and distribution, right? Like that's really what it is.
So the next thing is we've got ex-pro TFT player. I didn't realize Narkesh was an ex-pro TFT player. Shoutcaster with Riot found Illuvium Arena, just took out their latest IPL 250. Huge congrats to Narkesh. Drac showing off his land 1 month in. People are really liking his land updates and stuff like that. So keep up the good work, mate. I appreciate it. We've got Tempest tournament sit and go coming soon. Or it just happened. Supposedly did pretty well, got a lot of views and likes and everything like that. So love to see that. And Sam is saying that let's get a deal done between Abstract and Illuvium. Illuvium gets users, Abstract gets a great gaming IP. What a great deal that would be. He suggests this for people. Love to see it. I personally think it would be a fantastic partnership. I personally think Abstract and IMX, if they formed a partnership, they would dominate the entire industry. But that's just me.
A couple things. I'm really good at Canva. That's why the artwork's so good. But I don't really stress about the little things.
Can you do 2D animation as well? Can you do 2D animation, Sam?
No, I can do everything.
I've been using AI for those sorts of Twitter images. I just used AI. Did you see my one?
No, yours is probably better than mine was.
I'll show you.
Why you bring that up, I'll talk on it because if they've got Survivor, right, or survival mode or whatever it may be, put that on Abstract. It can't be that difficult, let's be honest, I'm sure. And then you would instantly get a lot of players known to the IP because they all want XP within Abstract. I think it's a no-brainer. In regards to IMX, I've even removed my investment from IMX because of one of the token dilution, and they're not getting traction, and it's that's interesting in itself. But that is much better than my artwork by a substantial margin, sir.
Yeah, I just saw that added.
Yeah,
took like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'll send you the stuff that I did as well.
Like, I should use AI way more. I just don't.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But look, Illuvium has a great IP. It's non-negotiable. It's probably one of the best.
Scoriox, bring these up. These are pretty sick as well.
All right, one sec.
They just need you. They need players, or they need people in the IP and stuff. Even if they're not.
That's my one. Where's your one?
I just sent it to you.
Oh, you DM me? Okay.
Yeah. Chat. Tell us which one's better.
I like Scoriox's. It's really good.
Oh. Yeah, it's definitely different style.
Oh no.
But yeah, we just need scalability, right? Like that's just what it is. Like we have such a good IP.
Spend money better. Marketing needs to be 100% better. You've got a great IP. Let users play it, and stop making battle passes $50. That is outrageous.
Yeah, I'm very curious as to. Yeah. I won't take.
Oh, it's just pixelated a little. Oh no, there we go. It loaded.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's just sick. AI. It's just.
Oh
AI.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I know exactly, and I was like, if someone was just there doing this shit full time, AI has got to a point where, all right, cool, some things might be a little bit different, but this is Illuvium, is it not? Like this is the IP.
$500K a month. Surely you can find $1,000 or $2,000 a week. So, like, say $5 to $10K for the month. Find it somewhere. You can find it. You'll scrounge and find that money somewhere to get this to happen with 2D artists and stuff like that. Or AI, whatever.
Bro, I did that shit in a couple of minutes.
Yeah. So,
like,
yeah,
man. Yeah, there's so many, and there's like, again, if you don't want to try and dilute the art style of what Illuvium actually is, stylize it. Come up with an art style that you want for these images and stuff. So it's not like, oh yeah. So
yeah.
Hey, Sam, if you wanna buy me VO3 for a month for $200, I'll make a bunch of animations. It'll be a lot of fun. I just can't afford it.
But are you good at it?
I'm okay at it, but you can do frame to frame. That's what people are doing. They're just creating the start and the end frame, which I can definitely do, and they're linking them up.
We need to talk then, maybe. I don't know. How much is it? Like it's $1,000 a month? What is it?
It's like 200
Jesus.
a month.
Oh, that's free. It's basically
For the
free.
proper one.
Crazy.
Basically
Yeah,
free.
that's
I'm
definitely
so
not free.
poor.
Bruh, so am I. Don't worry.
200 a month. Hey, that ain't free, bro. Out of all the AI, that's the craziest.
Should we talk about
It's the highest
token stuff?
Can't really accomplish it with other
Talk
stuff.
about what?
The token and stuff. Oh no, you don't want to wrap this up. Up to you.
What would you
We
like
can
to
wrap it up, but what would you say about
Yeah,
it?
what would you like to say?
Not just chit chat about it. Like I'm curious because I've been like diving in. I've seen some things on Twitter per se, but we don't have to dive into that. But more so is I've been noticing a lot of high net worth individuals and founders of companies saying that single tokens do not work because basically not enough revenue can come from that one sort of game style, and they're all against single token games. Maybe a token for a studio makes sense, but there's so much.
Illuvium is a studio.
No, but Illuvium only has Illuvium, right? Like if you think picture of a proper like studio that have like multiple games or whatever it may be, the risk is a lot higher for just having a single game because if it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. So I'm just curious on what your guys' thoughts were on that because I sort of understand why. And for Illuvium, again, we go back to that 500K a month sort of thing. They have to make that within their gaming ecosystem. So yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys would just think about it.
Yeah, but Illuvium's going to build the MMO Lite and stuff like that, and then it just becomes an ecosystem, which is a lot easier to share utility between in like an ecosystem. You're right. I mean, the tokens are probably better. The more games you have, the less risk the token carries. Obviously, that's totally fine. But the only thing that annoys me is token as utility. You don't really use the ILV in game, which I think is good. I think ILV is more for buybacks and that sort of stuff. That's what's most important to me rather than anything else. But a single token used as utility in a single game, that's when shit hits the fan. But I don't think Illuvium has that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is different. Like what Scoriox is saying, it's if ILV was a single token used inside the game, yeah, that's just a tough pill to swallow. I think the fact that it is a part of the studio, it's ownership of the studio, I think it is slightly different. But again, the thing with the whole Illuvium thing then is revenue because it's buybacks, right? Yeah. It's like it's super dependent on not necessarily a game, but on revenue generation, however that comes. So yeah, that's fascinating. That's fascinating.
So curious to acquire a user on Illuvium, what's the going rate? Like $50 per person or something? $60 per person on average? Is it the going rate to acquire a player?
It really depends on the marketing avenue. Yeah. I mean, it ranges. It ranges from 10 to much higher on something that doesn't work nearly as well.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, like I said, my concern with the whole token, like I saw Kieran's tweet, it was like all tokens are unlocked, stuff like that, which is a net positive, I guess. But it's more so comes back to players and revenue, and I think that's where.
I get.
Yo, Sam. Sorry, I want to ask Sam a question. We don't get Sam very often anymore, so this is a little bit fun.
I apologize.
Just a little bit fun, not very, just a little. No, yo, how much of a factor do you think the bull run is? Like where people start speculating and people start just going crazy, like because we can say now Arena is a solid game. I'm just curious. I don't have an opinion on this. I'm sure I could formulate an opinion very quickly. But your thoughts. How much of a factor and an impact do you think the bull run is into driving a crazy amount of players being like, okay, yeah, this is the game. This is the fucking shit. Like, what do you think?
So those moments have sort of gone now. Like everyone's been burnt from so many Web3 games that they're not going to come in unless I don't see them even coming in at all to Web3 games currently across the board. I think that's a problem. And then in regards to the bull market, well, you're going to need that to stimulate it, right? I saw, just bringing it back to the ILV token, the most recent pump, I saw that and I go, okay, if I'm going to pivot to something else, I'm going to probably sell around now, which I did. And the only reason why is it looked very manipulated. And I got the reason why because of the marketing, the hype, and say ILV's back and it's come down back to where it was. But if your player base is Web3, that's everything to them. They're still extractors. They still want money. It's just a tough pill to swallow, I guess. So your goal as a game developer is to make it sustainable. If you can make it sustainable, then you win. And we've seen that across the board. It has happened. But if you have a bunch of extractors, you need those extractors to lose at some point, so then you can be net positive. And I think if your token goes down or there's no bull market, if you've got those style of players, those gamblers, they're going to leave no matter how fun it realistically is. Again, it comes down to an economy within a game. So I think it would struggle a lot. But I already have my thesis with the bull market and everything that's coming up. Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on? I've been seeing this. I've been having some conversations with people about the risk to earn thing. Have you heard that phrase?
So I freaking come up with this like a year and a half ago, if it's what I think it is, where you can play a game and you verse each other, and it's basically
it's gambling. It's poker.
It's gambling in the most funniest way, which because I wanted to make a game. I wanted to take Illuvium's IP and make it like RuneScape, right? Like, you know, there's the wilderness and you'd fight each other, you lose your gear and stuff like that. So that was a big thing. And I saw someone come out with it. I think it was on Ronin or something. And I was like, you stole my idea. I didn't do it. So it's not really my idea. Yeah. I love it. It's gambling with a twist, but it's like, it gets, I don't know if it gets past regulators or not, but it's.
Yeah. Because I was actually talking to Scoriox about like it was something that I was working on like a peg axie. But with dragons and shit. But again, it's like a very similar thing. Solving for the inflation problem of breeding, because that was the thing that kind of fucked that up. But yeah, so someone that I was speaking to was saying that Web3 gaming is in the position that it's in right now. But the outliers, the ones that are winning, are risk to earn, and they're generating millions of dollars.
So why is that working? Because we know that Web3 people are here for money and they want to make money, and as long as the economy within the game can take a clip off every time they win.
Yeah,
I know several games that have made millions of dollars that are so freaking bad, but because they can wager and gamble and add that, maybe you have to lean in on that a little bit. Illuvium, I get it. It's tough because it's like a big studio and it's sort of, you don't want to be a gambling thing. But like, you've got to do something, because if you run
a side product for it could be I'd be down for that, because I love gambling myself. So like
that's what Web3 people are. Give them what they want. They want to gamble or they want to do something. But again, it all ties back to the economy of the game. As long as it's built properly, you will be net positive and you will win. Like, don't let free bots in. Don't let all the standard things that people have learned over the last 4 years.
Yeah. Well, which is why I think the Battle Pass does play a pretty good part when I said that I'm pretty happy that all the rewards are going to be backed by a Battle Pass. I'm not saying a $50 Battle Pass, but a Battle Pass.
The Battle Pass makes sense. Was a no-brainer from the get-go when we all spoke about it years ago, because it just why try and change something that's already been done? Look at Fortnite, very successful. Let's just duplicate what they've done. I think you take a little bit of a Web3 element that I said to make it like unlock, and then you buy that NFT, and then if someone feels value of it, they can buy it without leveling up per se because it's so far away. And then you have an economy. Great, you've got sinks, you've got everything, you've got money flying in, take your snips, whatever else.
I would love to see, like you say, like a converter. I don't know what you want to call it, but essentially where the Battle Pass, and correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding of what you're saying is you go through the Battle Pass, you unlock it all. It's all soul bound and account bound. But if you do want to turn that into an NFT, you pay a little bit, you convert it into an NFT, and then it has access to the marketplace. You can actually sell it if people want it. Am I understanding?
I mean, that's one way to go about it, but I think like there's so many ways they could go about it. Like, there's no real wrong answer, I think, within that ecosystem. But say they're all NFTs as an example, but say you have to be level, I don't know how many levels are in it. Like, say you have to be level 10 to unlock one of the skins or something. Yeah. And then you can sell that on the marketplace, whereas someone who's not level 10 because they can't unlock it, they just wanted that and they love it, they can then buy that off that person.
Right. So you're just saying it, all the rewards are inherently NFTs.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Understood.
Yeah, not necessarily soulbound, but again, that still is an option if you just look at the data, and I'm sure you could figure that out within a couple of hours going, okay, this makes sense, let's do that. Because now, Illuvium's going to get $50 and that's it. And they're going to give away fuel, so it goes down to whatever it may be. I think you're outpricing your community of people in, those countries that can't afford $50 for the Battle Pass. So I think that screws yourself there. It'd be interesting to see how many people buy on that front. Whereas if you lowered it, you would get more numbers, more players, and you would have less wait times, which is more of a net positive than what it would be to get $50. You bring them around.
The less wait times is a snowball effect as well. When you have less wait times, you have more people playing because they see there's less wait times, and it goes on and the flywheel kicks in. And you have even more players because of the less wait times. You get the less wait times because it costs cheaper and stuff.
Let me run Illuvium, for goodness sake.
I will say, going back to the revenue thing for a minute, I think you make some fair points, okay, where you say that you need to see that revenue come in so the studio is sustainable and stuff like that. For me personally, I think they are on track to get everything right and get everything in place to be a sustainable studio with revenue by the end of 2027. That's my base case, okay? I'm highly confident they can achieve that with the rate they're going and the sort of stuff they're doing. I think that's definitely going to happen. But obviously, you need a capital raise up until that point. So my confidence would spike up if they get the capital raise. If they don't, that's when it gets a bit more interesting. But I think they can hit that.
I nearly could. I'm not going to say that, but I highly don't think they'll be able to raise anything at all.
I think they will be able to.
I think it'll be easier than what a lot of people think.
So I know a game that has high daily active users, right? And even they can't raise.
Yeah, but you're factoring in so little information. This is Kieran we're talking about.
But it doesn't matter anymore, right? You've raised someone is an investor who switched on, goes, you've raised $60 million. I say they get 10,000 users, doesn't even matter, 20,000, unless they're getting revenue. And even then they're going to be like, like what's the revenue done for the past 6 months? They're going to be like, I mean, a proper investor would do this, right? Their due diligence. And they're like, okay, who else holds the tokens? Wow, these guys over here are negative and these guys hold 10 million worth or whatever it may be. Okay, interesting. Like he's one of the best.
Logically.
Okay, let me be positive. He's one of the best salesmen I've ever seen in my life. Like the way he sells the vision. He has the best IP, no doubt in my mind. One of the best, if you want to just be more, kind across the board. And I just, unless you see revenue, unless you see, hey, basically as a VC, I want to give you money because I want you to turn that into more money for me. But hey, unless I see you making over 500K a month minimum to cover your costs, so it's net positive, that's one thing I need to see. Otherwise, why would you invest in this project? And to be fair, the price as it is now, how much percent would they have to give away from their treasury?
That's the tough spot they're in for sure.
They're not going to be able to do it. And I don't mean to be negative, but that's just facts. That's just literal facts. They need to bring in more users and more revenue. So what do? You partner up with Abstract, you partner up with this, you start marketing, you start doing these things to bring these users in, to bring you revenue and make your revenue flywheel that makes sense. Not something that goes 50, like in my opinion, $50 a month or 3 months or whatever the wild thing is, doesn't make any sense.
So we can disagree on whether they are or aren't able to raise. That's fine. If we make the assumption we can raise, what's your confidence like for Illuvium to be able to generate revenue by the end of 2027?
I think that gives them more time to sort their shit out.
I think they've sorted their shit out. They're just deep into building now. I think they've figured it out, the focus on the right things and stuff like that. I think they've got that under wraps now. I think this past year was them figuring it out. Now they just need time to implement and execute.
Is TFT... Does that make money for that IP brand? Do you know? I honestly don't know the answer to this.
Yeah, they make a shit ton of battle passes and stuff.
So there's a battle pass in TFT, and they're net positive on that game, are they?
100%. Yeah, because it's mobile, so it helps a lot. I think most of their player base on mobile now. It wasn't originally. But
so what's their battle pass cost?
I think it was $10 for 30 days. Oh, 50 days? I can't remember. It might have been $10 for 50 days.
Okay, and obviously they have a user base that's paying that as well, right? So it's like
they got millions. They got millions of players.
Yeah, I mean, even that I look at the runway thing. If I'm not mistaken, that includes tokens and everything else, right? The 1.5 years or something they have in their back pocket if they sell their tokens and stuff like that, plus the money they have in their accounts.
I don't know about selling tokens, but the money they have in the accounts is currently 1.5 years.
So that has nothing to do with like team tokens or treasury or anything, does it?
No.
You sure?
I'm certain, yeah.
Okay, so in other words, the treasury has nothing to do with it. So they literally have USDC or cash in the bank or whatever it may be.
Yeah. 1.5 years.
I know this is risky.
Mid 2027. Oh, early 2027.
So I just did some research. Discussions around TFT's monetization suggest that it's a revenue generating product for Riot Games. That's all we're getting.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I mean, the way Illuvium has a leg up is they can like skin trading NFTs, right? That's where your juice is, right? They could take you a lot more revenue than what.
No, I think the MMO Lite will would generate them a lot of revenue with its own battle pass and that sort of stuff, and new creatures being implemented and stuff like that. Yeah.
You reckon there'll be another battle pass for the overworld? You think it'll be separate?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so.
I would say that it should be the same.
They're two different games.
Yeah,
Well, what's a battle board going to do for you if you just play the overworld?
nothing, realistically. But
They're going to have two separate battle passes. They don't have the same battle pass. They'll both be cheaper.
Is there like a battle pass for Pokemon across? Like, is there? Or is there no such thing as only Pokemon?
Well, Pokemon Go has one, and Pokemon Masters EX has one. Yeah.
Are they separate?
Yeah, they're separate mobile games.
Interesting. For some reason, I just don't see having multiple battle passes. I get the idea it's two different games, but it's all combined though with Illuvium, so it might be a little
two
different.
separate battle passes. It won't be the same battle pass.
You can make arguments on both sides because an overworld player might not be an arena player, so there's two separate things. But then, like you're saying, it is one ecosystem. Do we want to try and drive that narrative? Maybe. So that there is an argument for both sides.
But say, because your question was, will like 2027, right? What can they produce in what's that, like a bit over a year and a bit? I guess. Do you think that they could do in the MMO Lite in time for like a decent relaunch or whatever it may be for the overworld? Do you think it'll be enough to get net positive?
The MMO Lite off rip, no. I'm saying it'll take time to build up to that, but I think it will build up to that.
Yeah, okay. I mean, just different opinion. I mean, it's hard for me to picture that, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think it's been quite fascinating as I do more and more research on all these topics, and I've got to get going in like 5 minutes. It's been interesting for me because when I keep looking at Web 2 games, I'm like, where do they generate their revenue from? Mobile games are all in-game transactions and stuff like that. Web 2 games are mostly the initial purchase of the game. Call of Duty makes all its sales of just buying the game.
Yeah.
The only exception to this is World of Warcraft subscription. I think the MMO Lite needs some sort of subscription. Stephen did touch on that, I think, in our AMA.
I watched that.
I think that's going to be the big thing. Now, I don't know if the subscription is a battle pass or just a subscription, but I think that's going to be the interesting thing. If they can solve that and get it to be easy and accessible, I think that works. Let's say it's even a $5 subscription and they can manage to get pretty much everyone doing it because they basically can't play without it. And you get 50,000 or 100,000 players, it's 500K. I think that's achievable. I think you can get 100,000 players in the MMO Lite if it's good enough, and it's got all the good marketing and stuff like that. I think that's definitely achievable. But yeah, we'll see. Yep. Sam disagrees.
Like we'll just go around in circles and say the same stuff. But yeah, I just think it's a bit of a hill to climb.
All right, do you want to say the wrap-up thing for us, Sam?
No, absolutely not. But I want you to say it. I love that part. It's my favorite part of the show.
Got anything else? Got anything else, Taryn?
No.
All right. And with that, thank you everyone for joining us. With that, the download is complete.